Next up, at UFC Vegas 100, we got Cody Stamann taking on Blackshear. Cody Stamann, 21-7 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is on a 2-fight skid, taking on Blackshear, 2-3 in his last 5. He is 14-7 in his career. He's also riding a 2-fight skid. Cody Stamann overall is a pretty well-rounded guy. He has been doing boxing since he was just a small child. He has been wrestling since he was a kid. He wrestled in middle school, high school, and even in college. He ties it all together pretty well. Good technical striker, sets a good pace. He doesn't really have that raw one-punch knockout power, but he's got some good volume, good cardio. He averages a couple of takedowns per fight, has a 76% takedown defense, and he is coming off that decision loss to Taylor Lapilus, where he had a takedown, but he did end up missing 5 others. He's taking on Blackshear. He's an athletic striker. He's impressive with his speed and his power. He can grapple as well. He has takedowns in every single one of his UFC fights except his last one, where he got knocked out almost immediately. He's got solid volume in those strikes, good technical boxing, and clean takedowns. He does have 4 losses in the UFC, but every single one of them are pretty quality. He is the better fighter. I think Stamann wins this fight. He should have the much better striking. He does a good job mixing in the wrestling. He should win here. However, he is 2-4 in the UFC. He doesn't really have a whole bunch of super high-level wins to suggest he should be a 3-1 favorite. Cody is likely going to get outstruck and start shooting sloppy takedowns. Stamann will work from there. It's going to be tricky. Cody's a gamer. He can fight anywhere. The pick's going to be Stamann. Betting wise, this will be an interesting fight for sure. What do you think, Jake? Yeah, boy.
I think that was the perfect breakdown. Kind of exactly how I feel. I think Stamann should be the better fighter here, but we've seen him lose close decision before. We've seen Cody kind of hang around in fights before, and honestly, you have no idea how Stamann's going to react with your first knockout loss. I mean, we saw Mike Malott was smoking everybody. He had a weird loss to Neil Magny. He came in and looked like a completely different person. I mean, he looked fucking terrible. I mean, sometimes people can get in their own head and try to fix everything when maybe there wasn't even a mistake. Maybe Stamann there was a mistake in the fight, but now all of a sudden he's going to completely change how he fights because he's worried about getting knocked out again. I just need to see it from Stamann again before I bet him. As a pick, he should be the better fighter, but it's you never know until you know when you see him come back. So
I hear you. I hear you. Stamann's good, but yeah, he was knocked out recently.
I just wish she heard me. Every time I was saying nice things or doing nice things for her and to her, and physically the things that I was able to do. It would blow your mind, Angelo, some of the stuff some of the positions, and apparently that was all taken for granted.
Maybe you weren't flexible enough. Work on your splits.
I'm more flexible enough, Angelo. You know that better than anybody.
Nope. $7,300 in DraftKings Fantasy for Cody Stamann. $8,900 in DraftKings Fantasy for Blackshear. Stamann's going to need a finish to really be worth that. If it's sort of a point fighting match with a takedown or two, we'll see what happens. But Stamann, as we have pointed out several times, was just knocked out. So maybe he turns into a wrestler. And if he wrestles heavy, he may be able to hang out on top, rack up some control time, get a couple of takedowns. Cody wrestled in college, so there could be a few scrambles there. I'm probably not going to spend the $8,900, but we are squarely on the Stamann side. If you want to unlock what the optimizer says, who they think should be in your DraftKings line. If you want to check out all the bets we've got going on, Jacob and I have a bunch of bets already. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's only $10 for an entire month.
I wouldn't bet on. What do you think the odds of? What would you put the odds of me falling in love by the end of the year? And keep in mind that I will be in Tampa, Florida, and Amanda Hebas will also just happen to be in Tampa, Florida as well. So what would you put the odds of, knowing that information, of me falling in love by the end of the year?
Reciprocated love or just you being in love?
Do one for both.
You falling in love, I'll give you till Wednesday. Someone's going to walk by in some yoga pants. It's going to change your life. Reciprocated, I have a better shot of beating AIDS. Sorry about that. But I am beating the AIDS, though. That's the upside. Magic Johnson beat it. These better be on YouTube because If this video gets blocked because you're playing all this shit, dude, we're going to have problems. We're going to have problems. Is that on YouTube? I hope. I hope.
Put it in the hands of the Lord.
We'll find out.
We'll be right back.